time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Andreas Johansson.
Hello. What's up?
The problem of Wally, sometimes when AJ and I talk, we'll go into we'll both start imitating Barry Trotz as we talk.
We can imitate anybody who wants.
Where are you right now? Where are you in Carlsbad?
Stockholm.
Nice. Is that where you're You're in the office? Oh, yeah, because AJ, you have your sports agency right now going?
Yeah, I lived here for about 8 years now, and you came to see me. That was like 6 years back, I think.
Yeah.
So
2017, is that the one? The 2017 series, Yorkie?
No, I went down to Sweden. Wally
you
was
working
there with me. Yeah, Wally and I were working on the NHL broadcast. That's when we came together for the first time to create television magic, and then you and I went out a couple nights. But Wally, I went down to see AJ. How many years after was it when we played in Nashville together? Because I finally came down to see you in Sweden, maybe
at my golf tournament.
Oh, yeah, it was your golf.
Yeah, that was, I can't remember.
Yeah, but anyhow, I went down, and we've got a great story about it later when we get into our new game, Yorkie's Word Association. We're going to talk about some of those things later. But one of my best trips ever. That's the thing with hockey guys, eh? They always say they're going to go visit. I got to go see you in the summer, this, and they never do it.
That's right.
AJ, before we get into all the stories, because I feel like I may not talk for the rest of this broadcast while Yorkie gets going. I got to say, you and I used to sit and chat. You were one of the first guys that I chatted with, just sitting at a locker stall on a regular basis. And I still have it. You gave me one of your signed Easton sticks.
Oh, the wood blade.
This is legit. It's got your number 21 still up. Anyway. So
nice.
always thought highly of you, even if for whatever reason, you got moved quickly out of Ottawa, if you will. I think you played 69 games here, but I really always enjoyed your time here.
Well, thank you, appreciate it. I have to say too that I was only there for a season, but I enjoyed it so much. My teammates, the fans, the people. Even the media. but everything it felt like being home. So I think I said it the other day when I did an interview that when I got traded in the summer, when Rick Dudley brought me to Tampa, that was I was really, really sad when that happened because I felt so at home there that year. So yeah. Likewise.
Do you know that you had offensively that year was your best season in the NHL, was also my best season in the NHL. I had 35 points that year. I remember we had a few connections on that second power play unit over a little back and forth, but everybody always talks about
this. The first power play unit, me and you.
Oh, yeah, we were the first power play. But you had how many goals did you have up until Christmas?
You know what? I don't know, but what I do know is that I scored out of 21. I think I scored 21 goals, right? I had 19 at home. And I was actually kind of, I was scoring a lot. And then a game at home against Montreal, Chuck never put me out on the ice when we had the lead, for an empty netter. But this time he put me out there, and I had 2 goals. And Brisbois kind of knee hit me, and my ligament tore my knee. That's when I got injured and kind of battled with the rest of the year, but I was kind of slow after that. But no.
How many we had on that team? How many Swedes do we have on that team? There was Dackel, Alfie, Arvi.
Yeah. 4 forwards, and I think all 4 guys scored 20 goals. Can that be right, or more?
I'm gonna check.
Just a sec. So Andreas Johansson 21, Magnus Arvidsson 20. Andy Dackel 15. Okay. Alfie had 11 because he was hurt for.
He was hurt. Yeah. Okay. So no, but I remember Alfie was hurt. That's right. And no, but a lot of guys had a good year that year. We had a lot of points too as a team, and we played a high pace, really strong team game.
Do you remember? So you're one of one of two players that I know of in the history of the National Hockey League. You and Rob Zamner traded for Rick Dudley, if I have this correct. No, sorry. Rick Dudley goes to Tampa and Rob Zamner comes this way. You come this way too, though, right?
I went to Tampa.
Yeah.
So Rick Dudley came in, or he was the GM in Ottawa, and he moved this, if I remember, he moved with the new owners in Tampa to Tampa, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And he brought me to Tampa, and Rob Samner went the other way. That's correct. Yeah.
So because Ottawa, Tampa gave up 3 exhibition games, like the revenue from 3 exhibition games, and Rick Dudley.
That was the trade. That was the.
Yeah.
So, oh my God.
Because back then they were like short on cash, right? It was back in the late 90s, and so they were doing anything to figure out a way to generate more money.
Yeah, and it was gonna be, you don't worry, AJ, it's gonna be great. You're gonna have a big house in Florida on the golf course, and coach is gonna be great. Bang! I was in Calgary 3 months later.
What? Why? So why? Like the two places you and I played together.
Yeah.
Why do you think it worked out so well? Because in Nashville, you put up 20 goals. In Ottawa, you put up 20 goals. But everywhere else, you didn't put up the same numbers. What do you think the difference was in those two teams?
Well, I think that the similarities with those two teams is that both teams brought me in looking at me as a top 6 forward, and both teams were like, there were no high end players. Like we had Yashin and Alfie pretty much, right? And
that was it, yeah.
In Nashville, we had no forwards that were, it was Steve Sullivan came in, Scott was a guy like Scott Walker, David Legg won, and I got an opportunity which I took, and obviously, and I know you want to say this, Yorkie, that was all because of you, and I think you actually had I had a great time off the ice. We, as families, we were hanging together. We had fun. We were underdogs again as a team. And second year, that was the first time Nashville went to the Stanley Cup playoffs. We were there for that. And I was flying around. I think in Nashville, Yorkie, I had 12 goals after 16 games or something like that.
I remember that.
Then I got hit by that big defenseman in New Jersey, and I was out again.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Those pictures, by the way, sorry, were the only two but I did find video, or I guess still photography of the two of you playing together. Those are the only.
That was a good time. We had good chemistry on and off the ice, me and Yorkie.
Oh, we had so much time. You know what? I'll say this. Barry Trotz was a pioneer. Like, we didn't know it at the time, but he was doing things. Now you talk about teams, they have rest days. Everyone's doing load management. I don't know if you remember this, but we would go out to practice, and there would be a contest to see if we had any sweat on our shirt after practice with Trotzy's practices. We're like, guys, it's a no sweater again. Nobody's sweating, but Trotzy was actually helping us save energy, like they're doing now. Yeah. He was ahead of his time.
He was really good. He was a really good coach and a really good person. And so was I like Jock too. If you go back to Ottawa, he was so good too. He only told me 3 things: drive wide, shoot the puck, and then I don't remember the third thing. But he told me 3 things.
Use your speed. Yeah. Use your speed. Use your speed.
Drive wide and shoot the puck. Yeah. So it was simple.
I remember that. Drive wide, AJ. Use your speed. Shoot the puck.
That's the only thing he said. Never said anything else to me.
Before Yorkie gets into his word association, I have one picture that I have found, and I'm curious if you have any recollection of this time with Chris Osgood behind the net. Jake will put it up here in 1 sec, I think. That.
What the hell? Yeah, that's nice. Who is hitting who? It looks like he's hitting me, right?
I know, yeah. You got taken out.
I actually do remember that, because one thing that I do have, I have all my NHL games on a hard drive. So I actually watch sometimes, especially the Ottawa year I watched.
Really?
Yeah. Every game I have. So Yorkie, if you want, I got some of your highlights there too. I can send you something.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna hit you up for some of those. That's how did you get those? How'd you get those?
I videotaped every game, recorded every game VHS when I played in the NHL, and I kept them all. And one day in Stockholm, I went to my to my storage room and look in the boxes. And I went to this store and they put everything down for me. So I have it on a little hard drive. So it's kind of nice, actually. Cool. Yeah.
Okay, we got to. I want to ask you, and we've been chatting about this because I know what you're doing, but maybe let Wally know and the people in the hockey world. You now have your own sports agency, right? So you're an agent. You and Andreas Johansson.
I'm a licensed agent for 5 years, based in Stockholm. I own the company too, together with my friend and business partner Johan, and Dax is working in the company with us. So that's also a lot of fun. You know, Dax and me, we go back to when we were 10 years old, and now we're working together. And we have we had a lot of success. We have 3 first rounders. We have 4 guys in NHL now. We got another few guys coming, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Is Dax a hard worker?
Oh yeah.
He works. He was on the ice, you know, very slow but smart.
He's skinny now too, eh? He used to be kind of chunky.
He needs to do a knee replacement. Like he needs to take his whole knee out and put a new one in. But he works out like a maniac. He do skiing, the track skiing in the winter, and so he's in good shape.
I heard Linus Ullmark a little bit.
I know him a little bit because I was coaching Modo after my career, and he was a junior guy. And I have such a funny story. We're going to have a scrimmage with the pro team, and I'm the coach. And we wanted someone to sit and do the clock and the time and statistic. And I saw this blonde guy there, and who is that guy? Well, he plays for the junior team, and I grabbed him. Hey, Linus, can you do the clock? And so he was sitting in the penalty box and talking and doing the clock when we played, and now he's an NHL superstar.
Oh man, that's
pretty good.
That's so funny. That's so
okay,
funny.
Yorkie, are you ready?
Well, we don't have. We want to get to this right away, AJ. We're going to do a new segment in the show, so we're testing it today. It's going to be called Yorkie's Word Association. So I'm going to say a word or a phrase to you, and you're going to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
And maybe a little follow-up story. So we got a new intro.
You really want me to say the first thing that comes to my mind?
Yes.
First thing that comes to your mind. You got to say it. But you got to
I'll try.
Check out. We got a new intro here. I might actually do a little bit of singing in this one. Let's hit the intro here. Let's go, Jake.
Yorkie's Word Association. Yorkie's Word Association.
Is that AJ with that? That's terrible. It's terrible. We're working on it. We had an hour to do it. Like it was, come on, a lot of pressure. Why did you could have done the Wally's actually a good singer. He sang in a church choir as a young boy.
Anyway, that was the worst thing we've ever put on this show, so I apologize.
Oh my God.
Anyway, go ahead, Yorkie.
Well, Andreas and I have known each other for a long time, and my God, there's some funny stories. I've got a list of things, so I'm going to start off at the top of my list, and I'm going to read you a phrase, and you got to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. Pittsburgh Steelers Viking helmet.
Jaromir Jagr.
Why does that bring up Jaromir Jagr?
This is one of the best stories ever. Like I've been involved. You know, I came to Pittsburgh. First year we had Eddie Johnson, the old coach. You know, it was a country club. You've never seen anything like it. Like there were no meetings, no helmets, no shoulder pads in practice. Wow. I did, but half of the team, those guys didn't have it. And then second year, Eddie was out and Kevin Constantine came in. It was more like being in the military, So he said, start a training camp. Everyone's going to have helmet and shoulder pads on for practice. So opening day of training camp in South Point, where the practice rink is at. Yep. Like 1,500 people in the stands, little rink. Everybody's skating around, and we're thinking, we wonder if Jags is going to have a helmet on or not. He comes out. First of all, he comes out 15 minutes late. We're already doing, line drills. He comes out, no helmet, skates up and starts to stretch, So
15 minutes late for practice.
Kevin skated up, he was also redheaded. His face was like a tomato, like screaming to Jagr, everybody helmet. Jagr skates off the ice, goes in the locker room. He's in there for 20 minutes. Comes out. our strength coach John Welday, he had like a Viking helmet with horns on, like in the gym. So Jagr comes out, and the trainers put a chin strap on that helmet with the horns on, and he skated for an hour and a half like that. And they were like this the whole year.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
so he actually puts this helmet on and goes out to practice with the helmet on.
First, he put the helmet on backwards with a visor in his neck, and then Kevin threw him out, and then he came out with a Viking helmet with horns and the CCM chin strap that the trainer put on. And it's like, let's go. There's a scrimmage.
That year with Jagr in Pittsburgh was pretty crazy because Constantine was trying to change the culture, right?
You know, the first thing he did, he took the ping pong table out and he put this steel chairs for meetings. And the meeting was 9 o'clock every morning. And everyone knows back then that Jagr slept during the day and was open during the night, right? He was up during the night. Yeah. So he came in 9:15 every day, missed the first 15 minutes, and we were all sitting there on those chairs. And every game he had stats for blocking shots. After every game, we went through every game. Like, it was crazy meetings. But I think we won the division that year too with Kevin, because obviously we had players like Jagr. Another funny story that year, Jagr wanted to play with Jason Woolley and Freddie Olson because then he knew he was going to get good breakout passes.
Yeah.
Kevin, just to screw with him, put Frankie LaRue and Neil Wilkinson every time Jagr went on the ice, you know. So that meant that he had to put his shin pads on, you know, backwards because they were throwing bombs in his legs. So then I'm looking on the bench and I see Sevi, the trainer, with Jagr's skates like this, standing there. And Jagr sitting without skates. I'm not playing anymore for this guy.
Wow.
Commercial break. Jagr, you know, in Pittsburgh, you skate over the ice to the locker rooms, you know?
Yeah,
it's not on the same side, back in the old arena at least. Jagr walks in his socks over the ice, goes in the locker room, has a press conference after the game, tells all the reporters that's the last game I play for Pittsburgh as long as he's the coach, and then he goes home.
Yeah, didn't eventually you said they had to bring his parents in, right?
Yeah, that was the time. So we are sitting the 2 days after in the locker room watching the Pirates play, and we see Jagr come out and throw the first pitch, waving at the fans. I mean, he should be with us, you know, at practice. So Craig Patrick called his dad in Czech Republic. You know, you got to fly over because his son is out of line. So he was sitting in the stands every day. And I think for 4 or 5 games in a row, he had like 2-3 points every night when his dad was there.
So hold on. So you guys are practicing. He's left the team. He's not with you guys. Nobody knows where he is. You guys turn on the TV, and he's throwing the first pitch out for the baseball game.
No cell phones, you know. No cell phones back then, you know. It's like he's out there waving with his long hair, throwing the first pitch. We're skating like, you know, with Kevin on the ice, like watching that was like crazy.
Okay.
Oh, I have so many stories with Jagr. You know,
okay. I got another word association, and it might involve Jagr. I'm gonna say this phrase, and let you tell me what you think of. Caesar's Casino plane landing at LAX.
Jaromir Jagr. Should I tell the story or?
It's a great story. You got to tell.
Well, we land in. I can do it. Try to do it quick. We land in LA. We're supposed to have a dinner with the owner, who was Howard Baldwin back then, the TV producer or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm looking out the window. There's like we landed. There's a Caesar Palace plane coming up next to it, and Jagr just takes his bag and says, "See you guys tomorrow." Walks into that plane and takes off, and that was actually the year before Kevin, right? So Mary and everyone's like, Mary just said, "Let him go. He's gonna play good. Let him go have some fun. He's coming back. He's gonna be." You know, like when Dennis Rodman left the Bulls, you know, everyone knew he needed it. So it was the same thing.
I heard he got off the bus, had a little bag with some money, the casino. See you later, boys. I'm going to go to Vegas for a couple days.
Hey, he had more cash in that bag than I was making before taxes.
All right. Next story, Yorkie.
Oh boy, these are good, Wally. Okay, well, we're gonna switch gears here. We're gonna get out of. We could go Pittsburgh Penguins all day long, but I'm gonna ask you about this: the hardest handshake in the history of the NHL?
Oh, Brian Sutter. Oh my God, I can still feel it. That man. First of all, he was. You just look at him, you got terrified. But he was, to me, he was super good. Like you actually knew what to expect every day. But when he shook his hand, like this knuckle and this knuckle would meet right here, in the middle, like, and his arms like farmer arms, like, and he looked at you like this. How you doing, kid?
That's true story. You told me when you played in Calgary, Brian Sutter, for people that don't know, for newer fans, this guy was one of the toughest coaches ever. You said he would leave the door open on purpose because he had to walk by his door, and he was waiting to drag guys in the office and bring you in and give you the punch in the shoulder and shake your hand.
Yeah, if you were kind of walking on the wall, like almost like this against the wall, he could only see you for half a second. But if you're walking inside that wall, he would see you along. So every time you knew you didn't have a good game, you were like climbing on that wall. And I remember one time I kind of had a tough time when I came there. I didn't produce, and then we played against Pittsburgh, and I had 4 points at home, a big breakout. We won 6-3 or something like that. And the next day I didn't care about walking close to that wall, and I heard, "Andy, get in here." He called me Andy, and in his office he had a computer. And then he had a picture behind it on himself when he's standing in front of the net in St. Louis like this, ready to cross-check someone, right? With his face. And then he said, "You think you had a good game last night?" "Yeah, that was nice, finally." "You were fucking awful." "Away from the puck, you were awful. And get out of here." Okay, yeah. Now I'm going to be humble again. But I loved him. Don't get me wrong, I loved him. He was after the season, or boys went to the bar, he showed up at the bar with the boys. "I love you guys. Let's have a beer." He was a beauty.
Okay, Wally, I got one that I gave you earlier, and this is going into Nashville Predators days. It's a nickname I told you about. I don't know if you remembered, and you gotta ask AJ about where this came from.
I don't remember. You said you're going to send me the list, and I'm a little busy.
You got a lot of stuff going on right now, AJ. The Sens lost again last night. The pressure's on here.
I followed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you watched a lot of the Sens games?
Yep, I watch every game the day after. I have my own scouting program, so I can go in and watch players' shifts and everything. I watch our players, obviously, when they play against Ottawa.
Yeah.
And Travis Green, I used to play with him, so
right.
I always follow people that I've been in so many teams, so I pretty much know someone everywhere. But Ottawa, I follow for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember Greener as a player? Like, he was a skilled guy. He had the long hair. Anything you remember about Greener in particular?
Skilled, good shot, really good face-off guy, and good teammate.
Yeah.
Can he coach is the question I want.
Well, that I don't know, but I've seen a lot of bad coaches, so why should he be any worse?
Well, because you played for Mike Milbury. Where does he rank?
Oh, yeah, that was a different story. It was a good thing for me that Rick Bowness was the assistant. Otherwise, I would probably be home with the tail between my legs.
Really, eh?
Yeah, oh yeah. That was a little bit scary, yeah.
Can you elaborate?
Well, coming from Sweden, 21 years old, didn't speak very good English, never seen anything like that. First thing I saw, hey, your coach/GM that he was at the same time, he used to run up in the stands and beat fans up. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be fun. But yeah, you learn something from that too. I always, Brian I love, Mike had some good things too. And in his way, I always actually try, and this is what I tell my players now when they run into coaches when they're young that they think are hard-nosed or whatever, even though most coaches are not like that anymore. You have to learn not put your focus on the coach. Put the focus on yourself and what you should do. And I learned that because I had those tough guys. I had Jimmy Roberts in the minors. That's a step further than Mike Milbury, to be honest with you.
Really?
He told me every day, you never play in the NHL. You're never going to play in the NHL. So you can't let him bring you down.
Wow.
Exactly. So, okay, I'm going to say, to change gears a little bit, I'm going to throw a
I
name.
sidetracked it. I apologize.
Yeah.
It's good. It's all good. Okay. The nickname Poodle Legs.
Scout Walker.
One of the best nicknames of all time. I remember.
That was you that came up with that, or me? You or me?
No, what happened was when we played in Nashville, we had one really good line. You and Walks and David Legwand were playing together before we traded for Steve Sullivan. And well, this was crazy. It was a tight offside, and Scotty Walker had the shortest little legs. And talk about tough guys. Scott Walker, he could throw him 5 foot.
Oh my God.
Angry, just getting in there. And he went offside on you. And we're like, holy cow, Walks, look at drag your leg. Like, what do you have? Poodle legs? Come on. Like, you got to try and drag the leg, but the legs are so short. So
that's exactly what it was. I met him in Finland a few years back when he was with Team Canada. Him and Steve Sullivan was in the bar, and he goes, "Hey, it's Poodle Legs!" He was screaming to me when he saw me.
Well, he did have a little tiny legs, but boy, could he fight, Scotty Walker.
Hey, he could play too, Yorkie. He was so good for me to play with. Like he was, and they, like you said, tough. Oh my God.
Love to fight.
Love to fight.
Okay, I wish we had more time, but I want to get to a couple of good stories here. Some of these Russian stories are the best. So I'm going to say, you played in St. Petersburg, Barry Smith. AJ actually was calling me every day to get me, Yorkie, you got to get over here. It's great. We're getting paid a lot. Barry Smith is here. It's awesome. I ended up not going, but you told me a great story, and I'm going to say these 2 words. You tell me what it means. Russian gas.
Yeah. First of all, I had a great time there, and the people there were just amazing. I had no expectations when I went. I was looking at it like 9 months in the army with really good pay. That's how I looked at it when I went. But I had a blast, and they treated me like gold, and they still do when I go back. Obviously, I don't go back anymore. That's what's going on. But yeah, the Russian gas, we never really knew what it was till after. But they had a couple of ways to get you going. So when you came into the rink in the morning, the doctor was standing there. You have to go shake everybody's hand till you have shaken everybody's hand. And then the next guy comes in and he shakes everybody's hand and looks you in the eyes. That's an everyday routine.
Every day.
So that means that you shake pretty much 40 people's hands. Everyone with trainers, media, everyone. And then the 3rd guy, 4th guy, 5th guy. And it just goes around like this every day.
Okay.
So when you hit the doctor, he always looks at you and he goes, "You're tired. You're sick." No. Bad sleep. No, you're sick. Come to my room. And then you come to his room and you have 4 or 5 guys there with the IV in their arms, and the gas mask is on, and I'm like, am I really gonna try that? And I had Jamie Heward with me. He came from Washington at the same time. Yeah. And I had Darius Kasparaitis. I had all these beauties in the team, and they're like, "AJ, just fucking try it." So I hooked up. And I was really sick. I was so tired and sick, but in Russia, you didn't tell anyone when you felt bad. Yeah. So I put that on. I did the IV, and I was flying around for a month after that. You couldn't take I had 3 minutes left, Yorkie, as a forward.
What?
And Jamie Heward, he looks like Cale Makar. Usually he was slow. It was unbelievable. He told me to AJ, "How you feel?" "I feel fucking great." "Yeah, me too. I feel fucking great." And we had no idea what was going on. It was
So you take this Russian gas, and all of a sudden you feel like Superman.
Yeah, and I asked the doctor, tell me, is it bad? Is it doping? Because I'm gonna go play with national team. I have, World Cup stuff coming up. No. Good for your health. Okay.
Was there ever an after effect? Did you ever after?
Can't you tell?
You lost all the hair, is gone, everything's gone.
Hey, I had long hair when I went to Russia. No, but I don't know. I'm not gonna sit there and say that it was doping. I have no idea. You know what? In the NHL, Yorkie, when you're sick, they give you IV as well.
Yeah, that's true.
But at least
true.
you can read on the label what it is.
Okay. I'm going to get a few more questions for our game here, Yorkie's Word Association. So I'm going to say this is on the same track as medicine and taking drinks to make you feel better. When I say Oasia magic drink, what do you think?
Oasia magic drink. Yeah, you were there. We were actually at the where they made it at the pharmacy industry. Remember?
Well, I'll tell people backstories. So back when AJ and I played in Nashville together, Wally, we invested in this company. It was called Oasia. It was a Swedish company. And that's the thing with hockey players. We always got these ideas of things we're going to invest in and we're going to get rich. And AJ's like, I got this for you. We're going to Oasia. They're going to save cancer. They're going to cure cancer. They're going to cure cancer. I'm like, I'm in. So when I go to visit AJ in Sweden, he's like, guess what? We're going to go to the Oasia lab and I'm going to give you a tour. So that's what happens. You and I actually went to the lab, right?
Yeah. We went to the lab with the guy who you actually met, to the Swedish guy who was the money guy who brought investors in, donkeys like you and me, and it was like 50 hockey players. And then there was this professor in the back. Oh, there he is, the genius from Belarus, like with a mustache and they gave us that shot. He had this magic shot, remember?
We drank it, yeah.
Yeah, take this shot. This is what we make the cancer cure from. You can use it as a protein and you will feel great. And you and me took it. I don't think we slept for 3 days.
we went on the biggest bender in Sweden for 3 days. Oh my God, this drink, I feel unbelievable.
Let's go back to the lab. Yeah, but do you remember what happened though? That stock went up really high.
Oh yeah,
and then it went down. They're still around actually as a company. I don't know, but obviously, I thought I was on the candid camera too. Like when I was thinking about it after.
Oh, when we went to this lab after, we're like, okay, were those guys paid actors? Like, are we getting like hosed here? Like, we discussed this for days.
Don't worry about it. We feel good.
AJ, I would like it if you'd come back for part 2 at some point because I have a lot more questions. And I'm assuming there's a lot more stories. But you scored, you played your first game against Ottawa. You scored your first goal against Ottawa, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
There's a lot more stuff, and I'm sure you're.
That would be great.
We're not even halfway there. Like we've got so much to get to.
I actually planning to come to. I'm going in after New Year's. I'm gonna go to North America for 3 weeks. I gotta go around and see all our clients, and I'm actually thinking the other day that I'm coming to Ottawa, meet you guys and watch a game and feel the atmosphere from night 8, 99 again. I really want to do that.
That'd be great.
What's the date again? You're coming?
I haven't put any dates, but it's gonna be. You have that February break in the NHL, so it didn't have to be before that or after that. Right away after.
You let me know.
Away after.
You just come stay at my place, and we'll go out for a few.
Yes, that would be great. No, I love to do that for sure.
Great. I can't wait to go, Yorkie.
Well, we'll see, Wally. Baby steps here.
AJ doesn't invite me anywhere.
Well, you can come when I'm coming for sure.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you. Take care, my friend. We appreciate you.
Very nice. See you guys. Enjoy.
Thanks, AJ.